I've known that I wanted to work with animals since I was about 4 years old. I actually met an elephant named Judy at a zoo in California where I grew up. And then during college, that's when I really decided to focus and go more towards zookeeping as a career. So I started working here at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo back in 2011 and kind of worked my way through all of the various departments, and eventually 6 years ago got my first full-time keeper job.
I've been a keeper since 2015, and I think one of my favorite moments in my entire career happened this week actually, when one of our pink-backed pelicans named Pandora, who's one of my favorite animals here, she decided to make a nest on the path in the penguin exhibit. And she actually was allowing children to come up and hand her sticks, and she would take the sticks from their hand and she would add them to her nest. And she did that for about 30 or 45 minutes. That was a really cool experience for the kids and Pandora, and definitely for me, because I've never seen anything like that. A bird allowing people to help them build their nest. That was pretty crazy.
So I have been a keeper here at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo for the last 5 years, and I did have a few internships and part-time work before that. I've been here about 8 years, but I actually started in the zoo field when I was a teenager. So my mom got me internships in high school at the Milwaukee County Zoo where I grew up. So I've been doing this a long time. And with that experience, we obviously have a lot of favorite memories and favorite animals. And two of our favorite animals are, of course, father and son pair, Abuto and Aslan. Yes. So I love Aslan. He was one of the first animals I started training with when I was here. He was just a little baby cub when I first started, and now he's a full-grown, beautiful African lion, just like his dad. Yeah, and his dad and I got paired together actually at the same time. So he came to us from the Reed Park Zoo in Tucson, Arizona when he was about 1.5 years old, at the same month that I moved here from Wisconsin and left my whole family. So we were kind of paired together, and we've been together ever since. And he is just, they say like you have a heart animal. He is definitely like my heart lion.
So I've been a zookeeper for 7 years, and my most memorable moment was when I did a pouch peek on one of our wallabies, Kia, and found our first Joey that we had at the zoo. Her name was Poppy.
I have worked at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo for 7 years now. I have worked very hard on my relationships with each of the 7 individual animals that I work with. And I love them all so much. I value my relationship with each of them. I'm kind of at different places with all 7 animals. I would say that Junbei and I have a pretty close relationship. He's just a special animal. Anybody that's ever met him, and especially my other colleagues, have that same relationship with him. He's just a special guy. The very first time we had a successful blood draw with Junbei, our black rhino, that was my biggest training accomplishment by far. I was tasked with training a voluntary blood draw behavior with Junbei. That training took a while, but then the very first time that we got blood, it was just such a huge accomplishment for me personally, but I just remember it was a huge team accomplishment as well. I had so much support from my team members.
I've been a keeper here for 9 years, and then I was a keeper at another zoo for about 7 years before I came here. I've got a lot of special moments, but I would say that moment when you can share that with a guest. So maybe someone's afraid of snakes and they're afraid to come meet a snake. And we start with just touching the very, very tiny tip of the tail with his head way over by me. And then within a few minutes, maybe that kid is crawling in my lap because they love this snake so much and they can't wait to get closer. I just love that inspiring moment and those breakthroughs that we have with animals and with people.
I've been a keeper here for about 9 years, and a couple of special moments that I've had while being here are getting to see the birth of our lion cubs, our 3 lion cubs, Boma, Aslan, and Elsa. And that was just such a unique, special moment because we had been trying for so long to get our pride together and then to also have cubs. And the day that it finally happened was such a special moment. Getting to be a part of that was something that I'll just never forget. And then, of course, over my time here, I've gotten to be a part of about 6 or 7 giraffe births, or be able to see them, and each one is so unique in itself and just really special to be here to share that moment with the entire team, with the rest of the herd. It's really cool just to see all of the interactions that the other herd members have, the special bond that the baby and mom have, and just really getting to be a part of that are just really some cool highlights that I've got to experience while being a zookeeper here at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo.